Right, another video. It's been a busy day. I've always fancied a dash cam for the car, and I had to choose a present quickly for the in-laws to get me for Christmas. And I had a quick look on eBay and saw this CarCam 3. It looked like it was the business. It's supposed to be high definition, as you can see up there. High definition visual excellence. Lots of features. It has a GPS sensor, and if you look, actually I'm not sure it's shown on here, but there's the specification of the PC that you would have to play the videos back. The online or the eBay advert showed the software, and it shows you, G-force sensor data, GPS data. It links into Google Maps, and yeah, it looked absolutely fantastic. So, what do you get in there? There's plenty of other reviews of this on YouTube, and this isn't intended to be a review or an unboxing video or anything like that. Just a few pointers for anyone that actually ends up with one of these and immediately runs into problems as I did. That is the unit itself. These lenses can be spun around, so you could have one facing the front of the car and one facing the driver, or looking out through the rear window, so you can get a massive wide picture. There is a LCD screen on the back, and this will either show both pictures side by side, or you could have the left or right camera just displayed in here. On the top you have GPS connection and DC in. Yeah, that's the DC in. I can't quite see it on the viewfinder. There's a couple of points you've got to bear in mind with this. This will charge up with the supplied car charger adapter, which actually is in the car at the moment. It does not come with a USB lead. Actually, it might have done. I can't remember. It might well be inside. If it didn't, it's just this standard USB connector. But bear in mind that is for charging only. If you plug this into your laptop by connecting it to this, nothing's going to happen. Not even when you turn the unit on. That is purely for charging purposes. It's a bit weird. You would have thought they would have made it so you can just plug it into your computer and have it recognised as an external drive. But that's not how it is for whatever reason, and we'll go through that in a second. On the bottom there is a tiny little micro SD card, and obviously that is supplied with it. And what happens is, when you first turn this on, it's not going to do it now, but I'll fire it up. That's coming on there, and then you'll get the images from wherever these lenses are pointing. But what happens when you first turn this on is it will say on the screen format. So you say yes, you obviously think there's a fresh card they put in there, so you format it. And then you remember that on the instructions, on the box, it says this product does not include the software. You can download the software through the internet, which is great, but throughout the crap manual there is no details of the download link. And then you come to a page some way in that talks about the software already being on the SD card. Well, now panic sets in, because you just formatted the SD card as the first step when you first turn this on. But, and this is really weird, this dash cam has firmware in it that dumps the software that you require onto the SD card when this is formatted. So now the software that you require to get this running on your PC is actually on this SD card. So what you need to do is take out the SD card and obviously pop it into your PC. Now I haven't got a micro SD card slot and I didn't have an adapter, so I had to go out and buy one of these micro SD adapters. I actually got it from our local photographic shop, and it came with a 2 gig card, which is a bit too small for the dash cam, to be honest. But all you need to do is pop the micro SD card in, and oh, actually it's already got one in there. So you would take that out, pop in the supplied card, which I think is 4 gig. This has a endless loop recording mode, so it will continue to record anything whilst you're driving along. When the card gets full up, it just starts overwriting the end. What you can do, if there's an event that you do not want overwritten, you press a button on here, which if I show you there, it's got a little, I think it's a red exclamation mark and triangle, it's that one there. That will save that particular clip, so you cannot overwrite it accidentally. Okay, you would then have to delete that by unlocking it and deleting it within the software. So yeah, you don't have to worry about losing any important information. So yeah, once you've got the micro SD card in the adapter, you can then plug that into your PC, and if you navigate to My Computer, after a minute or so this will be recognised as a card, and then double click on this. I think it comes up as Doctor Disk, something like that. And when you open it, you'll find a exe file, which is the software. Now I actually tried to cut and paste that onto the desktop, and whilst it appeared to work, what didn't work was when you hover over the various buttons available, their description should pop up, and it didn't when I cut and pasted this exe file into just onto the desktop. So the best thing to do is to run the file, run the software from this card. It's a bit of a weird setup, and if you don't realise that that's what they've done, and it's not entirely obvious until you start reading the manual and getting your head around the fact that the software is actually being written by the firmware of the dashcam onto this card. It's a bit unusual, to say the least. When you run the software, all of the saved videos will pop up, and then you'll have access to, you can play them back, you can play either the left or right video back, or both side by side. There are limitations, although this says high definition, it isn't. 480 is it's 1280 by 480, 30 frames per second. That is not high definition as far as I'm concerned, and it isn't as far as YouTube and Wikipedia are concerned. You really need to be up to the 720 range before you can class that as high definition. The video quality is really good, don't get me wrong, but I came across a situation yesterday, and I'll show you this on a separate film of the software being used. I was waiting by a car to allow a van to come past in the opposite direction before I pulled out past the car, and it just crossed my mind that I wonder if that van had just clipped my wing mirror or something, would I have been able to identify the van by the registration number that was being filmed as it approached me? When I played the film back and paused it, no, I can't read the number plate. You have a facility to export a JPEG image, but that image is only saved at 640 by 480, and it was about 55k, so absolutely useless. You couldn't zoom in to see anything like the number plate whatsoever. So whilst you can read number plates, say with the car in front of you as you're driving along, it is not going to be possible, or it's highly unlikely, to be able to read the number plate on something coming towards you quite quickly. It's not happening. So bear that in mind. Now I have had more time to look at what's available on eBay. There are proper high definition versions like this with the twin cameras and everything. So honestly, I would recommend that you go for a full high definition version of this. It works quite well. The supplied mount sucks. You see the slot there in the middle. This is supposed to just clip in there and slide across slightly and click into place. I mean, it really doesn't. It's just not very good. Not a very good fit. I've found another stand that we bought ages ago for a camera, and it is a very, very sticky silicone sort of material on the face of the stand, and this just sits, it sort of sticks to it. There's a circle of this sticky silicone on the stand, and that sits on it and sticks. Then the base of the stand has another similar sort of sticky silicone base, and it sticks to pretty much anything. I could not get a position anywhere on the screen that allowed proper visibility with this stand, this mount, the supplied mount fitted. Just our screen. It's a Honda CR-V, and I just couldn't get it anywhere that was okay. But with the other stand, we could put this right down on the dashboard. It's not really in the way, and it works absolutely fine. The only other thing which is annoying, and I'm going to see if I can find adapters, when you plug in the power and the GPS, you've obviously got these are sticking up in the air, again obscuring the windscreen. You can actually turn this upside down and use it, because you can rotate the image within the software, and then these would obviously be coming out of the bottom. Obviously the writing on all the buttons is upside down, and I've turned that on accidentally. I'll just turn that off. It does warn you that there's no card in there, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. So yes, the supplied mount I didn't think was any good. No surprising, it's not surprising. This was only about £55, so it's pretty good for that sort of money. But you've just got to bear in mind the limitations. You're not going to be able to get a evidential quality JPEG out of it. The video, when you play it back on the computer, is acceptable, but you do have the problem with the number plate recognition of anything coming towards you quite quickly. It's just not going to be able to capture that. Now, the lens, let me just read what these are. The lens is an f2.0, f equals 2.6mm. There is another clip on YouTube of this exact dash cam, and I will link into it. In fact, it was that guy I contacted and asked about where I could find the software, and he put me straight on all of that. But he has managed to take his apart, fit a standard 12mm PCB lens holder into this, and he has then been able to mount any PCB mount lens into here. Now he has a video clip of a 25mm lens in one side, and that really is allowing you to zoom in a long way to cars in front of you, and does allow good number plate recognition. And in fact, probably 25mm is a little bit too powerful, and I'm going to try I think there's a 16mm lens, and of course you can get varifocal lenses and things like that. There's a company in the UK, which I will link to in the video, where you can buy all this sort of stuff. So yeah, it's not bad, but I wouldn't buy this one. I would buy the other high definition versions that are on eBay. It's definitely going to be better for you. So yeah, just a quick look at that. Don't forget, software is built into this. It's dumped onto the SD card, micro SD card, when you format it. The only other issue that seems to be common is when this is on, you have a little globe symbol up here, and if that is flashing, it means the GPS time is different to the time that is stored on this system. And the way around that is to take out the micro SD card, pop it into the computer, fire up the software from the micro SD card, and within the software you will find a format the micro SD card button, and all you need to do is format it within the software, take it out of the PC and pop it back in here, and you will find that then it is happy with the time in the device and the GPS time as well. So yeah, just a quick look at this Chinese CarCam 3. It's not bad, limitations and a bit confusing as to where the software is, etc. So yeah, I'll catch you later.